All
right, let's get into like some things that are relative to what we do at DeVore Capital. Did you see the news? We have a soccer team.
Oh yeah,
a football team that's not tackle football, the original
football.
Jacksonville Armada.
Yes, sir.
If you have not been following them, they are establishing themselves. They're not in the MLS. I forget what the league. We can look
Are
it
they
up real quick.
semi-pro?
Well, they're a pro team, but they're not MLS.
Okay.
But they are investing heavily into downtown.
Yeah.
There was a couple days ago, they just submitted permits for the new stadium. I think it's like about $20 million stadium. And what I love about this stadium is the location. So it is downtown, but it's actually north of the Arlington Expressway. So if you go north of the Arlington Expressway, so it's on the other side of the arena, but that's more residential, where it's more of a urban like setting. But I feel like that's going to be very strategic to get the sports and entertainment district to expand beyond the Arlington Expressway. Because if you think about Arlington Expressway, it's a massive thoroughway to get to downtown, coming across the St. Johns River over into the Arlington section of Jacksonville. So to do development north of there, I can see a lot of other projects kind of spurned on, from what the Armada is going to do with that location.
I think it's going to be huge. Soccer's a big deal. The city seems to be invested. I mean, they sold the land, 6.5 acres for $1 to the investment group. With the promise that they're going to build a stadium and it's going to bring fans. Stadium looks pretty cool, the rendering, and I think it'll pack out early. I know some local attorneys in town already buying, sponsorships and becoming like the head, the quote unquote sponsor of the team, all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot of energy behind it and a lot of people excited.
And there's two phases. I see here. One is 2,500, and then the second phase is they'll add, 95. So it's a decent size. My only thing is with soccer, obviously we have MLS that's going on. I wonder, is this going to bring talent? You know what I mean? I know obviously Messi went to, Miami. I don't think we're going to get somebody like that, to come in. But what it takes for them to go to be in the MLS. You know what I mean? And go on from there.
So they're looking to join the MLS Next Pro. So MLS is like the NBA, the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Then there's other tiers of professional soccer. So they're looking. I think they're into like a league that's kind of in the third or fourth tier of soccer. So they're looking to join the MLS Pro, just from what I'm reading here in this story. And that new stadium is going to give them kind of the foundation. They'll have their new facilities. They'll have a great office, a great training place. But if you think about, just the game of soccer, it's the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
Right. NFL, even though NFL dominates, what we see here in the U.S., but MLS is an international game. I think it's very wise to invest in soccer clubs like this.
100%.
I mean, it's easier to build soccer clubs than it is like a football club, like a true like tackle football club like the NFL. There's just so much more involved. And if you look at soccer like in England, where the Premier League, so Premier League is like the top league in the world when it comes to soccer. But then there's like 20 professional leagues in soccer. And I love how it's tiered, where with the relegation system, where the bottom two teams of every league goes to the next league below, and the top teams of every league, top two teams go up. It's a beautiful system. It keeps it very competitive, and it's hard to do that in like the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball. They just don't have the infrastructure. But I think in soccer they have the ability. I don't know if the MLS would ever consider a system like that, just because of collective bargaining and just the TV rights and everything like that. But I'm excited for it. I think soccer is definitely growing. To it could be the number one sport in America in 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put the life savings on that.
Yeah.
But I would put a bet on that if depending on like what the what the wager is. But
I remember,
good news, though.
No, for sure, definitely. I remember back in my my heyday when I was in junior high school, played a little bit of soccer, and it was actually it was cool because there's been such an uproar about it. But I think as kids are getting trained earlier, and it's becoming like a household name like football has and basketball has, and with clubs and stuff, I definitely think it's going to be a significant boost. 100%.
Yeah, well, since you love soccer so much, what does it mean to you seeing this brand new stadium that our Armada is going to be breaking ground on here, hopefully real soon?
I'm a little grumpy because of the shoulder thing. I'm still stuck on the land grab. I'm not a fan of that. You know, obviously, it has a potential to bring some energy and life to the area, but I feel like if the city can take ownership of what once was someone's private property, because it hasn't been vacant forever, right? And then sell it to someone for $1. And then that new owner turns around and sells, 0.6 of an acre to JEA for $10, right? When you follow the money, right, you see kind of what's happening here, right? And then shortly after that, the permit was issued, $11.5 million to clear 5 acres of land. That seems a little excessive. Right? There's just a lot going on here with the money. I just hope and pray that it does end up being a valuable asset to the city and not another thing that it's a missed opportunity to actually create something in the downtown sports district, entertainment, space that would actually bring in tourism, right? Because you're not going to come from Tennessee to see the Armada play, right? There's still no reason to come on vacation to Jacksonville.
Right.
So if we have the land, we have the space, I think that needs to be what our city planners are doing. And, when you look at, the owner is, we're in real estate. He's in real estate. He's got multiple companies. He's bringing part of, his organization here to how, their offices will be, in the stadium. So there's opportunity. I just hope that it actually does what it's supposed to do and not just entertain soccer fans. Not that I'm hating on soccer fans.
Well, you definitely sound grumpy as you started the take, but
I am. It's like, come on, man. Like, could you and I go and have a conversation with the mayor and buy 5 acres of land in downtown Jacksonville for $1?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Maybe one day.
Like, but I want to have that conversation. Mayor Deegan, are you hearing this? Let's talk about how much extra land you have. That we'll give you $5.
We'll buy for 5.